Good morning. I'm going to go over my John Deere 4052R tractor. I've had this tractor about 3-4 years now, and I love it. It's a nice tractor. As you can see, it's got a cab. Cabs were a lot more money, but I didn't want to be in my 80s plowing snow in an open station machine. I prefer cab with heating and AC to do that chore, especially the older I get. I have my post hole digger on there because I'm working on the corral out back of the barn here. It's just too wet now to dig holes, so I probably won't be doing it maybe next weekend, but not this weekend. Yesterday was a pretty rainy day, cloudy, cold. This morning's not as bad. Got some blue sky. I can see the sun. A little cloudy. Maybe it'll get rainy later today. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to the weather report. She's kind of muddy. It's been that time of year. I'll wait till it dries out, maybe another month, and I'll pressure wash it for the year. Clean it up. This is basically a 50 horsepower tractor. Perfect size for what I use, what I need one for. So I bought the tractor with the loader on it, which is a quick coupler loader, so you can remove the loader quite easily if you need to. I've never done that because I've never needed to. But it's nice to be able to do that if I have to. A couple things I added on after I bought it, I did myself, was I added a third control valve. In the Caterpillar world, we call it auxiliary control valve. In the farming world, at least John Deere anyway, they call it a third SCV. I think that stands for single control valve, but I'm not 100% sure. Nice about most modern machines, they come with harnesses needed already on them, so if you add anything extra, it's not a big deal. You see the switch that runs the SCV. Then I bought the John Deere kit to add that auxiliary control valve. I can't see it back there very well, but I added the valve to it, put the switch in it. I made my own hoses from the midpoint of the tractor here, looped it through here, built a bracket which it's too light. It's bent now in a weird angle, but it still works. Probably should improve that someday. Another retirement project. So I added that third valve so I could run a grapple and a snowplow. I'll talk about those in a second. I also added on these rear facing lights on the top of the cab. Same thing, harness is already there. Install the light, the bracket, plug it in, find the switch, harness, it's all there. Put in the switch, good to go. Easy peasy. Need to clean that up too. That's a winter's worth of feeding cows and plowing snow. And a few other small items. Putting logs on the sawmill. So those are the extras I've added on. Tractor almost has 400 hours on it, and that is when John Deere recommends it's the first service. So I'll be changing the oil in the engine, placing some filters on the hydraulics, transmission, hydrostatic actually. Back here. I think it's got 397 hours. So maybe I'll do a video on that 400-hour service. So the tractor came with this bucket, which is a heavy-duty version of it, more or less, I guess. Has the eyes welded on there. Has a replaceable cutting edge, but it's not bolted on, it's welded on. No big deal, I can handle that if I ever get that point. And then John Deere had a special going on at the time that you get a reduced amount on another implement that you would want. So I got the pallet forks. Nice Frontier brand of pallet forks. You got the John Deere front coupler, their version of what John Deere uses, versus a skid steer. I didn't think I'd need that many implements where I would have to be using anything else other than a few things, so why do that? It's more money. I didn't think it was worth it. If I can always buy an adapter to go on the front. That would then I could use other attachments with the skid steer type coupler on it. That so far I haven't needed that. There's one of the barn cats. Hey kitty, kitty, kitty. Kind of wild, but not. Doesn't have a name. Just call him Calico. He looks like a calico. Be careful. So anyway, I bought the tractor with the loader, that bucket, that pallet fork. And then I bought, after that, this homestead implement, snowplow. This thing makes life so much nice in the wintertime. Don't have to get out of the cab, change the angle. It's awesome. And then I bought the Homestead Implement Grapple Pinnacle Series. So I bought this so I could feed my cows in the winter. Large square bales. Oh, Kitty just did his business in front of my bale. So I'll just use the grapple to grab a chunk of hay and I can feed it in a hay ring, or I can cotton spread it on the pasture for them to eat it there. I also use it for moving logs from the woods to my sawmill. I can use it to move the lumber from the sawmill to where I need it to go, Or I can use the forks if I want to. But since I usually have the grapple on, I just use the grapple. I use it for removing brush and branches off of trees when they're logged or cut, or whenever I use logs or do logging anyway. I'll use it to scoop up the brush, and put it in a pile. And then I got the post hole digger. I bought that. I can't remember where I got it. It was a farm store type place. It's either North 40 or Tractor and Supply. For the life of me, I can't remember where I got it. Don't use it very often, but I'm using it right now. I used it last year for a little bit. And of course, I got the John Deere MX7 brush hog rotary mower. I made a video about the 3-point part of it, so I'll show which way I decided to go on making that tractor there, which is a category 1. Fit this, which is a category, has the bigger pins right there. That looks like category 1 for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong. So I ordered the update on this thing. I ordered the blades and the hardware for the blades, and then of course the 3-point, which I'll show later. I got those parts that I need. That's another video. And then over here I got a box blade. I believe I got this at Tractor and Supply. That's another thing I can't remember where I bought it. Tractor and Supply, I believe. It's County Line brand. I've used it a few times. I think I've used it for plowing snow. Another thing I used it for that I wasn't really planning on was, I'll take them shanks and ripper shanks there, I put them really low, and in the wintertime when I'm plowing snow and there's like a layer of ice, I'll put those shanks down right into the ice and try to break the ice up with that. Worked good. And then I put the bucket on, I put some gravel in the bucket, and I go down and spread gravel on those particular icy spots. Never had any problems. Oh, it reminds me too, I also bought a pair of ice cleat chains for the front end, not the back. Mainly because the dealer told me that would be better to put chains in the front rather than the back, because there's some wiring harnesses that are inside the wheel well, and the danger of damaging those with chains was pretty high. So I just bought them for the front, plus it's cheaper. They're not as big. I still got the most expensive chains I could find for that size, because I wanted ice cleats that would dig into pure ice, thick ice. So far, that has worked. I haven't got stuck or slid off the road. So that's my box scraper. And I bought a bale spear. I believe I bought this from Titan. Yeah. Titan Attachments. That was an online purchase. same as my snow plow and grapple. That's where the pallet forks came in handy, because the truck couldn't come to my house, so I had to travel down the road a ways to the truck to unload that stuff. So it's nice just driving the tractor down and put the pallet forks on, drive down, grab the pallet out of the back of the truck, and bring it home. This bale spear, I mostly use it on because I buy the big squares. It works good for those. So anyway, that's everything I got for my tractor today. I think it's too wet to dig holes in the ground for my fence project I'm working on here. So I think this morning I'm gonna go in the garage, see if I can get the rototiller running. So I need it here in another month probably, maybe sooner. And I'll work on that today. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned.